Welcome to the Joyage Kingdom. In today's video, I'm going to go through all the alternate photos in my Joyage NFT collection. Joyage Quest to Know there's only 20 access keys in this collection. It says 46, there's 26 alternates. And the way you get that is you purchase 2 of the torches and then you hold one of the Joyage Kingdom access keys. And then to do that, you can swap for any of the alternates we're going to go through. I'm just going to kind of talk about each photo. I already have a full video where I go through the original 20 access keys that are in this collection that are being owned by other people right now. I've gone through all those photos already, so I'll link that video in the description below. Because every single one of these NFTs is a one-of-one and has its own story, and largely a lot of them have their own videos attached to them from way back in the day on my YouTube channel. So this video is gonna be more for like my hardcore supporters who just fuck with me as a creator, as an artist, as a person. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom, follow me on Twitter, Discord, all the things you guys already know. Let's get into it. So here's the Joyage collection, 20 access keys, 20 owners, 5.8 Ethereum traded, 0.5 ETH floor. There's only 2 listed. There's very rarely ever more than 1 or 2 listed on my collection. It's got a whole lot of diamond holders because they believe in me. So here's the first one, Daybreak. This is the first ever photo taken in the Joyage, the very first one. I have no idea why this is not in the original collection. This photo actually has a video attached to it, a vlog, and if you click this link, you can actually go to that vlog and find this literal exact position where I took this photo. So this is the first 24 hours of my Joyage. I basically had left my home to go travel, and the Colonial Pipeline thing happened right when I left. So I was basically driving, and I was about to have an empty tank in the middle of fucking nowhere, Tennessee or something, and there was no gas stations. None of the gas stations had gas. I was panicking, I was freaking out, I didn't have a lot of money. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? They have no gas. Dude, I think we are all trying to get gas at the same place. Oh, this might not be good. Word. 0 for 5. No way. Come on. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. Yes, it worked. It worked. We have gas. Guys, this is insane. There's so many cars here. I got here literally right before it got packed. I pulled over on some random hill and just parked there and prayed no one would knock on my window at night in the middle of the night. Slept, realized in the morning that I was looking over this beautiful valley here. And it was fucking incredible. It was really, really something. And so this video is just legendary. What a legendary photo. Whoever gets this one, this photo is baller. And yeah, this is a Prius. This is the car I was living in. I was living in my car during this Joyage. That's what the trip was. A 6-month solo journey across the country. Next up, we have a photo called Harmony. And it's a really cool shot, a close-up of me knocking on a door. This also, I believe, has a full vlog. If we look down here, it has a whole vlog here. It was made at the New Harmony Labyrinth Memorial, which was just very Lord of the Rings-esque, and I really love this photo. And yeah, a whole video attached to it again. This was one of my first moments very early on the trip, I think the first week or 2, where I basically realized that the whole idea of van life is not that great. It's actually just a different life. It's not any better than the life before. It has a little bit more freedom, but unless you're rich, it's really hard to enjoy yourself when you're out there living your own because it's a lot of stress. I don't have a lot of money. I was running out of money. And so this photo was powerful. Next one is called Play. This is also very early on in the Joyage. This one definitely has a vlog attached to it. This is a cool little spot. This was right before I found the big sunset spot from this video. If we scroll down here, there's a full vlog here. There's also a TikTok that I attached to if you want to check both those videos out. This was in Illinois at the Garden of the Gods, where I realized like this was like a big euphoric moment for me. This was right before that moment, and I was just kind of like fucking around on the rocks, and I was like, wow, I feel like a child. Like this feels really freeing for me, and it was like a really, really cool moment for me because it was just like I was out there looking out over the valley, looking out over all these mountains, and being like, wow, I'm really fucking here. Like a few days ago, I was living in my fucking parents' home at a restaurant, working as a server, and like now I'm literally here by myself. Next one, called Can You See It? And it is a astral shot. So if you can see here, it's got me, a little clothed hooded figure. I was sleeping in the national park, which you're not supposed to do, but I was hidden away, and I have a stealthy Prius like you saw, so no one really like knows most of the time. So I got away with it more often than not. But this time a ranger knocked on my window at 2 in the morning. I jumped into the front seat. I have windows covered so they can't see in my car. So I jumped to the front of the car, pretending like I was awake, and I had my camera next to me. He opened the window. He's like, hey man, like you can't be here. Like, what are you doing here type thing? And I was like, oh, I'm actually an astrophotographer. I take photos at night. I have to wait till 3:45. It was like 2 a.m. I have to wait till 3:45 to be able to take this photo. Here's some examples of like photos I've taken. And he bought it. So like that was late, and I got to sleep there that night, and he didn't say anything. And I got this sick astral shot. You actually have to set your settings up and take like it's like a long exposure type deal to get the Milky Way. Really, really cool shot. Very proud of this photo. It was one of the first times I was able to actually document the night sky, and that's something that as a kid I've always loved. My dad had a telescope when I was growing up, so to be able to get this for myself was a cool moment for me. This video, Hey, Are You There? It's me. This is similar to like the Hey God, Are You There? Title. It's like a movie or a video I've seen before, and it's just like a symbolic shot. You know, it's just a solo shot, hero shot of looking up into the sky. This is an Olympic National Park in the Hoh Rainforest. I don't know if this has a full video attached to it specifically. Oh, a podcast where I did a podcast in the Hoh Rainforest by myself. So that podcast is right there if you want to check it out. See what I was thinking when I took this photo. And this was like my big this is like the climax of the trip, right? This was my last place that I went, the last like big place that I went that felt was like monumentous for the voyage, and this is in Washington State. I remember getting to this park struggling to get some balance between working and enjoying myself as just being a human and traveling and just being able to like be like, hey, this is like the good old days. Can I try and enjoy this a little bit? It took me 3 days in this park before I was able to kind of let go a little bit and take a little bit of some mushrooms maybe and chill out and be like, you know, I'm just a fucking human out here. I'm just a human out here experiencing human life, testing myself against the world, basically, it felt like. And any photo that was taken in Olympic National Park is going to be an extra to me because of that. So make sure you check out that podcast. It was a very powerful podcast I recorded there. This next photo, Serenity. Love this photo. Yeah, this is in the North Cascades National Park. I literally was in this little parking lot for 3 days. I stayed in the same spot for literally at least half the time I was here because it's just beautiful. I mean, you can see I had this water right here. It was like a little beach, a little pebble beach that I hung out at. And I do have a full vlog. I think this video is called like surviving in the freezing cold. Like I basically slept out there and it was freezing cold for one of the nights just to like make a vlog out of it, and it was just a really cool video. I highly suggest you watch that video because it was actually one of my best vlogs I did, and this photo was taken right in that spot that I was staying here. Okay, this next photo is called Bet. This is at Devin, one of my best friends, his bachelor party. This is towards the end of my trip, right before I kind of settled down in Denver, and we were in Vegas. We were at the Millennium concert. We got table service, or a table, whatever it's called, and we got little stamps. I thought it was cool. It was like an Illuminati style photo. I thought that was a cool shot. Really, really cool shot. I'm pretty sure I took this on my iPhone even. And there's a vlog. I made a vlog in Vegas. This was an epic fucking video, by the way. If you're interested in this entire thing, you should watch this video. It's one of my favorite videos I ever made. It's like a mix between vlog and cinematography and party montage. Like, it was a badass vlog. And man, just what a cool day. What a cool day. What a sick photo. What a sick photo. Next one is called Pull. In all caps, we were playing pinball, me and my friends. This was in Denver. This was kind of towards the end of the actual voyage, what I considered the end of the trip, when I sort of settled down in Denver and said, okay, I'm doing YouTube, I'm doing this thing. This is right when I got to Denver. I was staying at my parents' old apartment. They had like a couple weeks left on their lease, just kind of hanging out, see if I wanted to be there, see what was up with NFTs, YouTube and stuff. And my friends from Charleston came and visited me, and yeah, we were just in some random bar, and I had a bunch of games we were kind of playing. I don't think there's a video attached to this one, but this is really cool, you know. And if you end up buying any of my NFTs, by the way, please, it's a very tight community because it's such a small project. If there's anything you want to know about that photo, if you're like, hey, if there's any other photos that was taken during this time, please let me know, because almost all the photos in these collections, I have other photos taken during that same period that you can kind of give you some context and a little bit more personality and character to the photo that you have, the NFT that you own. This next photo is called Pause. This photo is very powerful for me. This is the same week that my friends came and visited me from Charleston, and we actually went around and tripped on some little mushrooms and walked around Rocky National Park. Rocky Mountain National Park, by the way, is one of the coolest places ever. I've been to a lot of national parks. I lived in a car and traveled and went to all the national parks, so I know this for a fact. Rocky National Park is dope as fuck. You should go there if you can. But this shot is dope as fuck. Pause. And we all literally, this was like what we did. So you can see there's some clouds here. You can see Donna hanging out here. You can see Chris. And I think Caitlin is, here's Caitlin. And I took this photo. I snapped this right when they all got out. Essentially what we were doing on this trip is we hadn't taken a lot, but enough to be like ultra chilled out. What we did is we basically made the car ultra warm. We kept the car on running the whole time. We took some mushrooms. I took a little bit less than them because I was driving. And we chilled the fuck out. We had lo-fi music playing. We had like our little our pens, like our dad pens and stuff. So we were like ultimate chill, ultimate fucking chill, chillest vibes ever. Just driving around the park, getting out if we saw something cool. We were cold, so we had our blankets wrapped around us, but ultra fucking pause. That's what it felt like, a full break in time. That's what it felt like for me, and so I thought it was very fitting. Cool shot, man. Love that shot. So many memories. I'm really happy I made this video, actually. Next is Into the Wild. Same trip. This is with them. This is not the same day. This is a different day. We went to a different park. I think this is up near Boulder. My sister actually joined us for this one. This is Hannah up front. We got Caitlin right here. We got Chris and Donna. I snapped this shot. I said, hey guys, keep walking. There's a cool little underpass there. I'm gonna stand on this rock and take this photo. Next one is They're So Beautiful. Wow. This is something that Chris said. So this is that same trip. He hadn't seen mountains in a fucking forever. I think actually maybe the first time he's seen snow, something like that. So he couldn't stop taking photos. And I remember him saying this so many times throughout this trip, because we were tripping, right? And he just kept saying like, this is so beautiful, so beautiful. And this is a shot. This is me here with the frog beanie. It's also cool seeing this because this is in Aurora when I was living, not even in Denver yet. I was right at the beginning of my YouTube journey, like literally right when my videos started to take off, was like right after this trip with them. Like right after they left is when I started going hard on YouTube videos. Like it's so cool seeing that. I'm so glad it's documented online and on the blockchain too. It's just really cool. Okay, next one. Is that real? This is a real fucking caribou sitting there right next to our car. Me and my sister were tripping. We were driving around Rocky National Park, just me and her, having a blast. And we saw this fucking deer and we were just like, wait, what? We were like, is that real? And it just like, it moved around. We were like, oh my God, it's a fucking real, that's a animal right there. So she pulled out her phone. I whipped out my camera. I thought this was a cool shot. There is a TikTok, I guess, taken. So make sure you check out the TikTok. I think it's the one where I was driving. Every single photo in these collections, these access key collections, mean a lot to me as an artist, as a person, as a creator. They were taken in a very, very special period of my life too. So it means a lot if you guys are going through these photos with me, especially if you're watching this video right now. Smash a like for one, but thank you for getting through this video with me. I love this photo. I'm a fucking artist. Actually, Mark snapped this shot for me. This is when I was hanging out in Jersey. I basically just said what's up. I swung by the MGC podcast, my friends Mark and Amanda, his girlfriend, and took this shot. We were on a random hike going to the peak of somewhere, and we passed this abandoned building, and I saw this little hole. That's what this is. It was a hole, a crevice in the building. And I said, hey Mark, line the camera up like this. I'm gonna go run up there and take this photo. Just click the shutter button for me. This next photo is searching for something. This is in Rocky National Park with just my sister. That same photo that we were in the car with the caribou. Same trip. We were both tripping. We were both chill as fuck. We were both stoned out of our minds. And I just said, hey, this photo is badass. The sun is just perfect. It's just like all the vibes are right there for this shot. And let's see if there's another TikTok. I think there is. There's a TikTok of us running through this same field moments before we took this photo. We were just like having a fucking blast running through the fields. And so definitely check out that TikTok. Next shot, vintage. I don't know when this was taken exactly. This is when me and my sister were driving somewhere. Me and her hung out a lot. We're really close. We were driving somewhere. She's got a really vintagey looking car. And so I just had her take this shot. It was a really cool photo for me. I don't know. I just thought it was cool as fuck. There's not a whole lot to say here. It's just vintage as fuck. It's dope. It's a clean shot. I love how the rings look in this photo. I love how the pins look. Next shot, visualizing. This is one of the trips that we took to Rocky, me and my sister. I had her take the shot. I lined it up. So snap this shot for me. Looking out over the valley. Hero shot, classic shot. It's one of my favorites. You're gonna see it in a lot of my photography. I definitely have a style. Like I love the hero shot. Usually a shot behind them and then looking out onto something. It's one of my favorite shots. It's just very, it represents like how I feel and how I want to feel, like me against the world type thing, like hero save the world type deal. And so I love these kind of shots. Whenever I'm able to look down on the world, I have this weird perspective that it shoots me up to this perspective that I can't really explain in this video. I'll have to go into depth on another video where I'll talk about my experience with DMT, dimethyltryptamine. I did take that once. I know people freak out when I tell them I've taken this, and it was about as crazy as you've heard. The stories of DMT are true. They're fucking intense. Those trips are nothing to play around with. They're very intense. And so essentially whenever I look down onto Earth, I get thrown back to what that was like, and I can't really explain it, but it's a weird perspective I get, and I only get it when I look down on Earth in a plane or from on top of a mountain or something. So next one is called A Leap of Faith. This was also in the beginning of my joys. So if you remember this shot in the very beginning of the video, this was moments before I took this new shot. This one. This was taken right after I was at this spot. The sunset was over here, and I was like, man, this would be such a sick shot if I ran up there. And there is a video, the vlog attached to it is the same one. Basically, I climbed. I risked my fucking life to get here for this it was a self-timer. So I ran all the way over here, climbed up these rocks, risked my fucking life to get these shots. And I'm glad I did. They were dope as fuck. Really, really cool photo, and I'm glad I did. And yeah, it was a good moment. This photo is legendary. It's called I Did It. It's on a soccer field, full circle. It's a drone shot, obviously, and I'm here in the middle. Man, this is a clean shot, man. Soccer was my life for the first 20 years or 19 years of my life. I played college ball before I ripped out both my ACLs, and soccer was a huge part of my life. And I don't play it as much because of my ACL, and honestly, I just have other priorities right now. But to attribute to like my past life as a soccer player, I played on the soccer field for like 3 hours. I just got a bunch of drone shots, just played around, and kind of like reconnected with my old self, like my kid self. And it was a cool day, and to really capture that shot, and such a badass drone shot here. This photo is called I Know It's Somewhere, but we were in the middle of nowhere in the salt flats. We were trying to find this abandoned bus that people had talked about, like on some random traveling website, and they're like, yeah, there's this bus, you gotta drive, and you gotta turn in this random place, and we finally found it. We took all these photos in it. Really cool spot, and I basically crashed Nancy's family's vacation in Utah and said, hey, I'm like near Utah, like, you want to meet up? And she's like, fuck yeah. And so I ended up staying at their Airbnb with the family. I'm really close to their family. And her and George, I think me and George recorded a podcast. Her brother, he's big into finance. And that was a cool day. Really cool day. Next photo. Am I in the right place? This is early on in my trip, I remember. This is at the Pomona National Bridge. And I think the Natural Bridge. There's a TikTok attached to this where I made. And it was a really peaceful spot where I meditated. I kind of hung out. It was one of the first spots that I went to. One of my first big destinations that I was excited to go to. And these photos are more just reminiscent of that, of how I was feeling in the beginning. Just a very different Cade, you know, like just kind of learning about getting the gears going, figuring stuff out for the first time, excitement, nervousness, anxiety, and like pressure, you know. And to see these photos now and to have videos attached to them is really cool for me. Next one, What a City. This is in New York. A really cool action shot, street photography of this biker in the city of New York. This is the very beginning of my trip. I basically went up first, and I went towards like the Cape, Massachusetts, in that area. So I wanted to visit Boston. I wanted to visit New York. I love the city. That's why I moved to Seattle. There's no video attached to this one, but I basically wandered around New York for like 5 hours straight. And high as fuck, just kind of like taking in the city, and it was beautiful. It's a beautiful day after I finally found fucking parking, but really cool shot. I love street photography. This is life. This is a really cool shot for me. This is some random ass sewer that I found that me and my friend Shota and Maddie, when he was dating her, that was his now ex, but that was his girlfriend, and we kind of walked around Minnesota, went to a lot of cool areas, and they kind of took me into their home for a couple days. I just hung out with them. He's actually the guy who gave me the idea to DoorDash, which extended my trip by like 2.5 months. So shout out Shota. He's a music artist on Spotify, crushing it, by the way, with amazing lo-fi music. But we were in this random area. This is a fucking hole, by the way. The water goes in this hole, and I don't know where it goes. So they were risking their life for this photo. I almost didn't go. I hadn't seen Shota in a long time. He's like a childhood friend, but I hadn't talked to him in a while, and I almost said no. And I ended up hanging out with him, and he's like a close friend now, like a very close friend, someone I trust. And I'm very happy I went. You know, I manifested this. This photo will go down in history, I swear to God. This photo was taken at the Badlands, South Dakota. You need to watch this video. This happened months before I went on my trip. I made a video, my first episode of changing my car into a mobile home. And I basically took a video of this, but my car was in the garage or it was in the driveway. And I said, one day I'm gonna have this exact same moment, but instead of me looking out onto my driveway, I'm gonna be looking out on a beautiful valley or a ravine or something. This is that shot. This is that shot. And this is exactly what I was thinking when I took this shot. Super powerful stuff. Here and there, this photo is just badass. What a clean shot, dude. What a clean shot. This is, I believe, in Oregon somewhere in like the John Day beds or fossil beds, I think it's called. But it's just a cool shot. Kind of wraps up how I felt. Just try your best. You try and you just get shit on every time. Like, that's kind of how I feel a lot. Honestly, until YouTube started, I feel like I just kept hitting dead ends. And this photo, I don't know, just captured that perfectly for me. Right when I was kind of feeling that, just kind of like I feel like I was spinning my wheels. I was like, what am I doing? I'm just traveling and like doing what? Like, for what? You know, like where's the end goal here? What am I doing? I'm just wasting time. I'm just like procrastinating, it felt like. And it was tough. It was a lot of anxiety to deal with in this trip. But this photo, I feel like captured it amazingly. Wishful thinking. This photo, one of my favorite photos I've ever taken in my life. Just so fucking perfect. When I took this shot, I had a vision of what I wanted this photo to look like, and this is exactly what it looked like. Like, I took this shot and I was like, yes, yes, yes. These guys were doing some paddleboarding in the background, and I was basically chilling here looking at the sunset. And I was like, holy shit, this motherfucker is like right over there. I should run out and put my camera up and take this photo. And I did. I fucking ran around, I had like 10 seconds basically to get the shot. I sprinted around the car to get this shot because they were paddling. They're gonna be gone. They wouldn't be in the window frame. I had one shot basically to get it right, and I got it right. And it was just such a clean shot. And here's the final one. This one's not available to anyone. It's called the First Voyager. That is me. I am the First Voyager. I'm also the key maker. If you've seen on my Twitter, I'm the key maker and the First Voyager. I hope you go on your Voyage. But this shot is just like, what are you gonna say, dude? Like, what are you gonna say? This is it. This is one of my favorite photos I've taken in ever, just in general. The sky, the ocean come together. This is just me sitting on a cliff. I look good, my hair looks good, the photo's badass as fuck, it's clean, it's simple. This represents everything I'm about, you know, kind of looking out onto, it seems like infinite, endless ocean and future and possibilities, you know, and this photo just perfectly got that. Anyways, guys, that is the end. The Voyage, A Quest to Nowhere, floor price at half an ETH. It's a bit expensive, so I'll probably just wait. You know, I'm sure someone at some point will list one cheaper or throw in some offers. A lot of people get these by doing offers. You'd be surprised how many people will take offers, because a lot of times people won't buy them on the floor because they're so expensive. So if you shoot a couple offers, 0.3, 0.4, you'll probably be able to get one, I imagine. And remember, if it says it's owned by me, the Cade Bergman wallet, you can't buy it. It's an alternate. The only way to get it is to buy another access key that's owned by somebody else and swap it for me after you bought 2 other torches. And I actually set it up so the torches wouldn't be expensive. Like, they were very cheap to buy. The floor for the torches, which is supposed to be the cheaper buy-in, is at 1 ETH, but there's only one listed and it's at 1 ETH. I imagine because they paid 0.03 or 0.06, depending if it was public. If you want to get into the Joyce Kingdom brand, throw the offers. That's how you're probably going to make these sales. Otherwise, you're going to pay a premium price at the floor, which is usually really expensive. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something about me as a person, the Joyce Kingdom, kind of what it's all about. My Joyce, the Joyce Kingdom is all about taking chances on yourself. It's about rolling the dice on you, seeing where the cards line up after you've done it, and ask for permission later. Nobody else is going to get your life in order for you. It's just going to be you, and the only way it's going to happen is if you take that leap of faith on yourself. Become a Voyager. Join the Joyce Kingdom. Smash like in this video, subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom. If you're not following me on Twitter, if you're not, my Discord down below in the description. You're only hurting yourself, fam. Yeah, if you want to see more of me right now, click one of these boxes on the other side of me. Until next time, continue on your Voyage, continue to learn, and be grateful you're alive watching this video.